Welcome into the Michael Allen Alien Life. Life. Fuck it, I ain't life. This is the life. A moment and a glimpse of my life for the internet. Hopefully for my friends. Yo, check out the beautiful view here. Oof. I did an elbow land for y'all. This is Allen Go Allen. This dude is mad talented. Mad talented. He's ending his night. Well, we're gonna paint here. You might say, why do you go to Washington Square Park? You're a pretty well-known artist, but it has a lot to do with connecting with my mom and also keeping the culture real. You know, when I grew up in New York, there was a lot of real stuff outside. And, you know, in the early 80s and 90s, you could catch pretty much anything that was dope outside. Like, you didn't really need to go to a gallery or a museum, because I didn't do any of that as a kid, which I think is great, because I was a complete outsider to art in New York. So I didn't have any like false idols as a kid, besides, you know, like King Diamond, stuff like that, Iron Maiden, culture like that, graffiti everywhere. As a kid, I loved graffiti. I got into graffiti and became a very prominent writer. We won't talk about that, but it's just something to keep in mind. So I was always drawing as a kid, and I was always inspired by the city. But when a lot of people say, oh boy, Andy Warhol? Dude, nobody knew who he was if you were a young kid in the 80s growing up. That's not something that I knew about. Learned about that stuff way after the fact. You know, that was more for the people of that scene, of that age group, or people that were going to galleries. Like my dad was a mailman. It was hard to survive on that kind of budget. So thank the Lord for Cracked and Mad Magazine, a big inspiration. Star Wars, big inspiration. All the stuff that kids got into. Alfred E. Newman, things like that. And of course, the city, so colorful, so diverse, so many different types of people, so much beauty, beauty in the difference, beauty in all of the intricacies of the city. And I've always loved that. I always loved diversity. One of the biggest problems that America handles is the challenge of racism, which is insane, because we're all equal. We're all human beings, you know what I'm saying? We're exploring on this planet. So I asked you, if you are dealing with your addiction to negativity and looking at others, you might want to expand your mind and just say, wow, I'm lucky to be alive at the same time of someone who is different than me. And what can you learn from them? And what can you see inside them that is you? Because we're all connected on this planet. We're all here. We're all living on this planet together, sharing the time, sharing the moment. And I think you're lucky to be alive with someone who is different than you. So maybe one person I could change their evil perspective. I don't know. Maybe not. But at least I tried. You have to try. Well, let's take a look through these. There's a little bird here. I'm not going to go through all the art, but I wanted to just kind of be in the moment. I always like the light post. There's always something to draw. If you're an artist and you're trying to figure something out, just draw a light post. You will learn quite a lot. Check out the pants. And let's do one more little thing. A lot of my art really is about change and accepting movement. I love putting movement in here. I try to draw in a way that is movement based, you know, where you can see, pick up the energy of the line. Because movement is what's happening. Before you know it, it'll be another hour from now and another hour from there. Time is always moving on. And on that note, I gotta move to go home to see my baby and my lady. Bye bye, folks.